You've been stashing money in your savings account like a responsible adult, putting a little away each paycheck, watching that number creep up, feeling pretty good about yourself. Maybe even treating yourself to a slightly fancier coffee because, hey, you're a saver now. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody at your bank is going to tell you. Your money is quietly losing the battle against inflation, and your bank is absolutely fine with that. Right now, the FDIC reports that the national average savings account rate is sitting at a pathetic 0.39%, while inflation is running at 2.7% according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Do the math. You're not growing your money. You're slowly watching it get eaten alive, one invisible percentage point at a time. That's not a savings account. That's a very slow leak in your financial boat. And this is exactly what billionaire financial educator Robert Kiyosaki has been screaming about for decades. Most people park their cash in the bank and wonder why they never get ahead. Meanwhile, the ultra-wealthy are quietly building empires with 4 very specific asset classes. Assets that don't just protect your money, they multiply it. Today, we're breaking down all 4 of them. Stick around, because the last one is the one your financial advisor probably never mentioned. And it hit an all-time record high just weeks ago. I'm Jack, and I make complicated financial topics easy to understand and even easier to apply. No boring theory, just actionable game plans that help in real life. If you want more of that, hit like and subscribe. The cash flow quadrant. Where do you actually stand? Kiyosaki's most famous concept is the cash flow quadrant, and understanding it is the foundation for everything else. It's a simple framework, but most people go their entire lives without ever thinking about it. The quadrant divides everyone into 4 groups. Employees trade their time for a paycheck. It's stable, predictable, and let's be honest, most of us start here. But you're building someone else's empire, not your own. The moment you stop working, the income stops. Self-employed people and small business owners have more freedom, but often fall into what Kiyosaki calls the solopreneur trap. You are the business. Take a vacation? The business takes a vacation. It's just owning a job with extra steps. Big business owners think differently. They build systems. They hire people smarter than themselves, scale operations, and generate income that doesn't depend on them showing up every day. This is where generational wealth starts. Investors are at the top of the food chain. They let money work for them. Their assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, commodities, generate income around the clock, whether they're awake, asleep, or on a beach in Maui. Which honestly sounds pretty ideal. Kiyosaki's entire philosophy is about moving from the left side of the quadrant, employee and self-employed, to the right side, business owner and investor. And the vehicle that makes that possible? The 4 assets we're about to cover. Asset number 1, business ownership. Kiyosaki puts it bluntly. The richest people in the world build businesses, then invest the money. And the numbers back him up. According to the Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances, business owners hold nearly 6 times more wealth than the average wage earner. Think about the names at the top of every richest American's list. Jeff Bezos didn't get there by maxing out a 401k. He built Amazon, a system that now generates billions with or without his daily involvement. Now, you don't need to build the next Amazon, but Kiyosaki's point is that owning even a small, scalable business puts you in a completely different financial category. A landscaping company with 3 crews running while you sleep. An e-commerce store doing automated fulfillment. A digital product that sells while you're watching Netflix. The key isn't the type of business. It's building something that generates income independent of your direct labor. A business is also one of the most powerful tax-advantaged vehicles available. Business owners can deduct expenses, fund retirement accounts, and legally reduce their tax bill in ways that employees simply cannot. If you're serious about building wealth, having a business entity and even a side hustle structured properly is step 1. Asset number 2, real estate. If business is step 1, real estate might be step 2. And Kiyosaki is practically evangelical about it. His pitch is simple. Use smart debt to acquire properties that generate consistent rental income, let tenants pay down your mortgage, and watch the property appreciate over time. It's like having someone else make your investment for you every month, and the numbers over time are hard to argue with. According to the Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA, U.S. home prices have risen roughly 100% over the past 10 years, averaging around 7% annually. Since the start of 2020 alone, national home values are up 54.9%. The average American home is now worth around $360,000 according to Zillow. Rental demand is also holding firm. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported rent of primary residents rising 4.0% year over year as of 2025, meaning landlords are still seeing solid returns even as the broader market cools. But here's the part most people completely miss. The part Kiyosaki loves to talk about. Depreciation. The IRS allows you to depreciate a residential rental property over 27.5 years. On a $300,000 property, that's roughly $10,900 per year you can deduct from your taxable income. While your property is physically appreciating in value, the government lets you claim it's depreciating on paper. That means on a property earning $40,000 a year in rent, your actual taxable income could look significantly lower. That's not a loophole, that's how the tax code is written. And the wealthy read it thoroughly. Real estate isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes capital, patience, and education. But as a long-term wealth-building vehicle, the data speaks for itself. Asset number 3, paper assets, stocks and more. Paper assets, stocks, bonds, index funds, ETFs, are the most accessible entry point for most Americans, and Kiyosaki acknowledges this. The stock market has historically returned around 10% annually over long periods, according to data tracked by NYU's Stern School of Business going back nearly a century. But Kiyosaki has a warning here. Paper assets require genuine financial education to navigate well. The stock market can feel like a casino if you're just throwing money at whatever your coworker told you about at lunch. Warren Buffett didn't build his fortune by blindly following Reddit threads. The key principle Kiyosaki preaches? Buy assets that generate cash flow, not just price appreciation. Dividend-paying stocks are REITs, real estate investment trusts, and index funds that compound over decades are the vehicles he's talking about, not speculative meme stocks. If you're starting from scratch, even putting $500 a month into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund is infinitely better than letting it sit in a savings account at 0.39%. Compound interest over 20 or 30 years is genuinely one of the most powerful forces in personal finance. Einstein may or may not have called it the eighth wonder of the world, but either way, the math is on its side. Start small, be consistent, and for the love of everything, stop checking your portfolio every 20 minutes. Asset number 4, commodities, gold and silver. All right, this is the one. And if you've been paying any attention to financial news over the last 12 months, you already know why. Kiyosaki calls gold and silver God's money, because unlike the US dollar, you can't print more of it, manipulate it, or inflate it away. And right now, that argument has never looked stronger. Gold started 2025 at around $2,624 per ounce, then absolutely exploded, setting 53 new all-time highs according to the World Gold Council, before hitting a record $5,589.38 per ounce on January 28, 2026. That's a gain of over 100% in just over a year. To put that in perspective, $10,000 in gold at the start of 2025 would be worth over $21,000 today. That same $10,000 in a savings account at 0.39%, a whopping $39 in interest. Your bank basically bought you a nice dinner and kept the rest. What's driving it? The World Gold Council points to persistent inflation, geopolitical uncertainty, a weakening dollar, and massive central bank buying. Global central banks snapped up a record 863 tons of gold in 2025. JP Morgan has gold targeting $5,000 by Q4 2026, with $6,000 on the longer-term horizon. Silver is telling the same story. It touched $54 per ounce in October 2025, and its role in solar panels, electronics, and medical devices means industrial demand isn't going anywhere. For most individual investors, gold and silver remain the most accessible entry point into commodities, and the numbers right now make a very compelling case. Here's the bottom line. Keeping all your money in a bank account earning 0.39% while inflation runs at 2.7% isn't saving. It's slow-motion wealth destruction. The four asset classes Kiyosaki champions, business, real estate, paper assets, and commodities, aren't just theory. The data from 2025 and 2026 backs up every single one of them. Gold just hit the highest price in recorded human history. Real estate has doubled in value over the last decade. Businesses built on the right model generate income in their sleep. And the stock market, for all its volatility, has handed disciplined, long-term investors returns that no bank account can touch. You don't have to do everything at once. Pick one lane. Learn everything about it. Take one step this week. If you've changed your mindset from this video, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. The best time to start building assets was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. See you in the next one.